If you are a delivery driver, maybe you might need a freight broker this year to kind of help boost your business. So this is the conversation this video will be all about. So here's an overview. So when you are new to, let's say, a trucking or delivery business in general, or a seasoned pro, working with a freight broker can be a game changer for your business, especially if you are trying to really haul different types of loads. And freight brokers can help you find better loads, save time, and improve your earnings. And in today's conversation, I want to explain to you how to really go about the whole freight brokerage research. Let's first define what a freight broker is, because you can't really partner with a reliable professional in this business if you have no idea what a freight broker really is and what he or she can do. So a freight broker acts as the intermediary to get cargo moved from end to end. So they don't physically handle the cargo themselves. That makes sense. But they actually manage the entire transportation process. And the cool thing is that a freight broker will help you actually get the loads that you need and the loads that you want based on the vehicle you have. And so freight brokers find the right carrier for the job, navigate rates, and also make sure they are negotiating the best prices for the carrier. Okay. A freight broker also assigns the shipment, tracks its progress, and ensures that it really arrives at its destination on time and in good condition, right? That's really quite essential for customer service. So a freight broker's primary job is communication. So shippers like working with them because brokers help ensure their goods arrive safely and on time. That's important, the safety and the timeliness of the loads, okay, or the shipment. So that means what? That means shippers don't have to find carriers on their own, handle route logistics, negotiate rates with drivers, or even track their freight. They just outsource the whole job to freight brokers. Now, for carriers, especially those new to the industry, working with a freight brokerage opens a lot of doors, especially if you are in a niche or in a geography that's very competitive. Established brokers usually have strong connections with shippers and a steady stream of freight to move. And brokers are also experts at optimizing routes, which helps carriers avoid deadhead miles. Now, let me go a little more granular here. So what does a freight broker really do, like on a day-to-day basis? Because the whole thing is that if you are going to work with a freight broker, you really have to know the responsibilities, the what kind of operational efficiency a freight broker really instills in the transportation process. So behind the scenes, a successful freight broker does much more than facilitate communication. Freight brokers use their skills and experience to match shippers with the best carriers to meet shipment deadlines. Okay, so the thing is that any freight brokerage needs deep industry knowledge, especially if you are in a sector or in a geography where you have a lot of let's say loads to move, and basically you have a lot of competition too. So a freight brokerage needs to understand the larger trends that impact carriers and shippers, like let's say supply chain instability and rising fuel cost. Now let me give you other essential functions of a broker's job. You have vetting and onboarding carriers. That's really the first and most quintessential job of a freight broker. Okay, vetting and onboarding carriers, especially if you have a lot of cargo to move, they need to really rely on professional cargo van drivers, professional truck drivers, professional step van drivers, professional box truck drivers. Okay, so brokers know that when they match a shipper with a freight carrier, their reputation is on the line. So it's not just about finding carriers, it's about finding dependable drivers that are safe, reliable, and compliant. Okay, so you want to have this trifecta. You want to have safety, you want to have reliability, and you want to have compliance, ability to comply with regulations. And that's why brokers vet carrier credentials, verify insurance coverage, and review backgrounds as part of the carrier onboarding process. So that's important from a flexibility point of view. You want to have this let's say this idea of responsibility. So besides vetting and onboarding carriers, a freight brokerage also monitors carrier compliance. So carrier compliance is really critical, especially if you are dealing with loads that are quote unquote special. Let's say you have a hazmat, or you have a reefer, or you have something perishable. You have those kind of cargo. That kind of cargo, you want to make sure that you have a regulatory compliance from the carrier. So brokers know what's legally required for freight contracts, and they are responsible for ensuring carrier compliance with rules and regulations. So if you are a carrier and you listen to this show, you want to make sure that you have a clean history of regulatory compliance, because a broker is going to check that before making a decision to work with you or not. So depending on the type of freight being moved, let's say there may be numerous legal requirements brokers need to monitor. So going back to what I said to you, if you are in a reefer position, for instance, or you are in a hazmat position, you have you need a larger sense of regulatory compliance. So a broker also sources carrier capacity. So securing a reliable network of carriers is only half the battle when you really think of it. Half the battle for brokers, because they must also stay vigilant about available transportation resources or capacity. So capacity, when you think about capacity in the transportation industry, you are speaking about something very specific. So capacity is basically the maximum number of shipments carriers can handle within a specific time frame, without of course violating any laws or regulation. So when it comes to capacity, capacity depends on factors like the number of vehicles in a carrier's fleet, driver availability, route efficiency, and how much cargo the carriers can handle. Okay, so if a broker fails to consider these capacity limitations, they risk shipment delays, and delays can erode relationships with shippers, because shippers want their cargo moved, and they will give it to the broker that arranges the job efficiently for them. So this constant monitoring of capacity ensures smooth operations, happy shippers, and a thriving brokerage business. When you have a freight brokerage, basically you also have the negotiation aspect of things. So besides vetting and onboarding carriers, besides monitoring carrier compliance and sourcing carrier capacity, negotiation is the quite essential here. Let me break it down. So while it's in a freight broker's best interest to get the highest possible rates for shippers, shippers also have expectations about what they should pay to move freight. Remember, you are speaking about a very competitive industry, so shippers always have options. So if they don't go with freight brokerage A, they'll go with freight brokerage B or C or D or E, whatever. So it's really important to have the right price, the win-win price that works for all sides. So the negotiation process needs to strike a balance, delivering a competitive rate for the shipper that still allows the broker to cover carrier costs and maintain a healthy profit margin to keep their business running smoothly. Okay, so when you think about negotiation, first of all, you are speaking about a process that involves understanding the market rates for similar shipments and leveraging a broker's network of carriers to find the most efficient transport option. So a good freight broker knows where their carriers operate, right? So the element of geography plays an important role. What kind of cities and counties and states where the carriers can actually haul to, okay? And also, a good freight broker knows the rates the carriers are looking for and their equipment type. So what kind of fleet they have, what kind of vehicles they have in their fleet. So cross-referencing all these things helps brokers choose the best carrier for any job. And when you really think about it, this is important for their survival, their monetary survival, the ability to negotiate a good price. So a good freight brokerage needs strong communication and negotiation skills to navigate rates, terms, and payments involved in the shipping process. Okay, and so this can result in long-term partnerships with shippers and carriers and a positive reputation in the transportation industry, resulting, as you can guess it, in more business opportunities. Let me talk to you now about the taxes here. So when you think about delivery business, how do you know when you need a freight broker service, or let's say freight broker services? If you are a carrier, if you're a delivery driver, you listen to me right now, and you just thinking about how to optimize your business, how to make more money, how to drive more, how to bring more loads into your fold. Now, how do you know when you need a freight broker for to kind of help you out? Now, there are three primary reasons for you as a carrier to connect to a freight broker. Okay, only three. First, you want to establish your business, you want to save time, and you want to find new business. See, the whole thing is when I speak about finding new business, it's not about just if you are a delivery driver, you probably know that you might have to contact shippers directly. You might also want to go to load boards, but sometimes it's just better to go through a freight broker who has already an established reputation, an established connection with shippers, and really get source business from that way. So freight brokers may have access to a wide range of jobs that carriers might otherwise not know about, including high priority deliveries that offer premium rates. What about time saving? Well, handling all the relationships with shippers directly can be actually time consuming and can limit your available driving time. So if you are a delivery driver, you do not want to be on the phone with shippers all the time. That's just a lot of wasted time. What you want to do is you want to be at the wheel. You want to be hauling loads from A to Z. That's what you want to do. So a freight broker manages all of the planning and logistics, and they can also find more of the loads that you prefer, like the kind of quality loads that you want, like very high paid loads. And what about establishing your business? Well, it can be tough for a new carrier to find opportunities because he or she hasn't had time to prove his or her reliability, and shippers may be hesitant to work with you or with the newcomer. So a freight broker offers an easy way to start building a reputation because they already have that credibility with shippers and are willing to work with newer carriers to find the best solution for every job, the best and cheap solution for every job. Let me talk to you a little bit about selection here. How do you choose the right freight broker business? Like you have a lot of options, you have a lot of possibilities, but there are a few things you need to do if you want to really get things done optimally. Okay, so let me give you a few considerations that you can really have when evaluating freight broker businesses. So how much experience does the broker have? Okay, so for a new company, did the owner previously work for another brokerage? So here you are trying to establish a rationale for let's say cultivating a relationship with that freight brokerage. You want to make sure they have experience. You want to make sure they know what they're talking about. You want to make sure that they can actually push your way the kind of loads you want, the kind of high quality, well paid loads that you want for your delivery business. Another question you want to ask is, does the broker have a broker license? Never hire an unlicensed broker. You want to really make sure, because I was telling you a little earlier about the regulations being very tough, especially if you are going to haul hazmat or a reefer, among other loads. Does the broker have a surety bond? This is a legal requirement, and it protects shippers and carriers from financial losses should the broker violate federal regulations or fail to meet the terms of a contract. Another question you might ask here is that what's their process for finding shipping jobs? Most of good freight brokers don't just rely on connections. They also use tools like broker load boards to build new freight industry contacts and find the best shipments. So that's really important. Also, do they provide freight forwarding services? So freight brokers might have also their FMCSA operating authority. Okay, this is kind of cool. So they might have also operating authority to store goods in their own warehouses and move them for shippers. Okay, that opens up more opportunities for carrier partners. How will they contact you when work is available? Let's say you just sign up with them and you just been going about your business. How would they really reach out to you? So consistent and reliable communication is important, especially if you are in a field that's very competitive or in a geography that's very competitive. And how far in advance do they plan? So freight brokers might have opportunities well in advance, especially for high demand periods like the harvest season or the holiday season. So something to really think about, especially if you want to get things done real fast. So that's really important. So the big question is, if you are a delivery driver, you've been listening to me, and so are you ready to find a freight broker? In other words, what kind of situation you're in? Are you a new business? Are you looking for a better source of revenue avenues? Are you looking for a way to consolidate yourself, to consolidate your business, a way to establish your business? Okay, so ultimately, a freight broker can give you a huge advantage as an owner operator. And it doesn't matter if you are a truck driver, if you're a cargo van driver, you're a step van driver, you are a box truck driver, whatever delivery business you have, you might actually rely on a freight brokerage. Why? Because the freight brokerage not just they just don't handle a category of loads. They handle all kinds of loads, and so freight brokers can help you reduce cost, improve efficiency, and really develop relationships with, let's say, regular customers who will provide you with a steady income. And you need that income, whether you are an established delivery business or a new one. You are going to need those regular customers. Okay, and when it comes to freight brokers, your peers might have, let's say, recommendations for brokers. So it never hurts to ask around. But if you want access to a wide range of trusted brokers and shippers, you might want to really go to a load board such as that, such as 123 load board, such as a truck stop load board, to actually really see exactly what kind of possibilities are out there. And so a good load board will give you a real-time rate insights. You need that for profitability analysis. So real-time rate insights, multiple load search filters, and tools to help you negotiate the best rates. Okay. And again, if you have a reputable load board, you should be able to have that kind of facility real fast. And again, I want to insist on the fact that you want to make sure that the freight broker has a surety bond. Okay, the surety bond is going to cover your ass should something happen. I mean, you know that in the delivery business, anything can happen, and things happen all the time. So the last thing you want is to actually have to close shop because you had an incident, and there is no surety bond to protect you from losses in case of lawsuit. So you want to make sure that you have that aspect of things real fast. This is really important. So as a recap into this conversation, I spoke to you about how a freight broker can help your delivery business. I give you the overview, the tactics, the selection, and now the recap. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.